Today I'm going to be sharing with y'all how I take photos for my polymer clay jewelry. Now, I just opened up a TikTok shop maybe 4 days ago, and I have been taking tons of photos of all my jewelry. I had tons of it at home just sitting there, and I would really love for them to find a forever home. But in order to do that, I have to take pictures of them and put them out there for everyone to see. And photography is something that I have struggled with when it comes to taking photos of my jewelry. I always want to try to convey a similar shopping experience as you would in person. However, when it's on the internet, a person can't touch, can't feel it. It's a little bit more difficult, I think, than if you were to shop in person. I feel like photography when it comes to polymer clay jewelry is really important. And again, that's something that I've struggled with. But I feel like I have finally streamlined the photography process. Today, I'm going to be taking even more photos of some of the jewelry that I have, and I'm going to bring y'all along with me on that process and giving you all a little tip that I learned that has helped me take consistent photos as well as the types of photos that I'm taking. And I feel like I've gotten better pictures now than when I did like a year ago. The first thing that is very important is lighting, and to have consistent lighting in the product photography process. That is something that I've always struggled with, is finding consistent lighting, because some days are cloudy, some days are rainy, and some days you have to get up really early to get like that sunset light, or you have to wait till later on in the day to get that golden hour lighting. And when you have a lot of products to take, you have to go really fast. And sometimes I notice my pictures do not look very good from one pair of earrings to the next. I was very blessed and I was gifted a light box. And this is what I have been using to help me get consistent lighting on all of my photos. Now, the next thing that I use are props. And that's to give some dimension, some interest in the photo itself. And at first, when I started taking photos, I used tons of props, and it was kind of overwhelming because I didn't know which ones looked good or not, or some looked good on some earrings and some didn't because of the color of the earrings. And so I decided that I'm only sticking with these two props right here, which is what I actually lay the earrings on, and they're both neutral colors. I have this one. It's just like a tray. I think it's actually meant to be like on a wall and you hold your clothes on there or something. I don't know, it was $1, and it's a neutral color. I use this side of it so that way you don't see these little things on the back. And then the next one I use is this little stand, the wooden stand, I think for like baked goods, but I put my earrings on here. And I've noticed those two colors seem to go well with any kind of color of earrings that I'm making, because these two stands are neutral color. So I've been sticking with those two stands. And another thing is this, I don't know, makeshift bush. Was at Hobby Lobby. Cut it up so that way it can fit inside my light box. It gives a good bright color, contrasting color in the background without having to go outside, because I live in Texas and most of the time the grass is dead because it has been fried by the sun. And then I also use this tulip greenery that I had from like a wreath or something that I don't even use anymore, but I do use this little tulip for the background. That's for summer jewelry. And then also this greenery I got of some garland, not a lot of greenery, but just enough to give color in the background, to give a multi-dimensional type of view. And then another thing that I'll use is my hand, and that's to give some aspect of size of the jewelry. Something else I use is this scrap material from Joann's. I was able to find a plain white one, and I use this also as the background in the light box. Streamlining these props has helped me a lot, because then I'm not overwhelmed with what props I should use. And then all of my product listings are going to look very inconsistent, and I'm trying to give off the same like vibe and aesthetic for my shop, so that way when somebody sees a product listing, they'll know, oh, okay, it belongs to this shop. So that way all of the listings just, again, have a similar vibe and aesthetic. Something else I use is measuring tape to also give some dimensions of the earring so that way people know again how big and what the size is, the drop length, the width, size, and dimensions of the earring itself. So now that I talked about all the props and the lighting that I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all along with me in the actual setup of the photography process.